other comment that I have is that I think that when I see the Supreme Court voting 5-4 or 4-5 on any issue, that tells me that the judicial system at that level is voting with politics in mind and an interpretation of the Constitution. Yeah. And I agree when it comes to Second Amendment rights and everything else, that is definitely a problem. The real estate tax is in there, I believe it's 3.8%, and that is in there. Now, I have not found out exactly how that will be taxed, if it's just going to be off of the deed or what. At the end of the call, you can get on there, you leave a message of your name and phone number, and we'd be more than happy to find out exactly what that is. The president's proposed tax increases are basically mostly on small businesses there, but I think the key thing here is to find out what's good with the Affordable Health Care Act. And like I said, there is a few good things in there. I do like the idea of the pre-existing condition clause allowing people who might have some type of a health problem to be able to carry that over. But there's so many things, as one of the gentlemen earlier had stated, is that we can do to fix the healthcare system. And the one thing we have to do is we've got to address the cost issue. I have a bill that I put together, and what this bill does is it's a charitable health care plan, which allows the doctors that are not under the roof of the hospital to basically be able to write off any charitable care they give to the neediest amongst us. Currently, the way it's set up is doctors, if they give charitable care, they can't write it off at the end of the year. And that's a huge problem because most of us, if you know any doctors out there, he or she is usually pretty darn generous, but at the same time, they've got to stay in business. So what this bill does is it allows them, let's say somebody comes in and they get, $250 worth of care. Well, the doc at the end of the year can write it off of any of his profits, which I think is a pretty darn good deal. It's on a sliding scale, but it's one of those little pieces to the puzzle that can help fix things, and I think that's something that's pretty critical. So we're winding down here, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to take one more here from Barbara. Barbara, are you on there?
Yeah.
How are you doing? Sorry to miss
Thanks for your service to us. I'm concerned about this HR 4646. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, is that the one? Did you find that on the internet?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
What's the status of that?
Well, that's the 1% fee on transactions that has been floating around the internet. And just so you know, that bill does exist, and it would impose basically 1% on every bank transaction. It has no co-sponsor, so there's no one out there that's going to put their name on there to get that bill to the floor. That will not pass through this House. I can promise you that. We're just not going to do that. I mean, you can think about that. When you get a Social Security check and you drop that into your account, they take a percent from you. When you go to write a check, they take another percent from you. I mean, that would just be so ludicrous, and it's just another penalty on the American taxpayer, and we're not going to stand for anything like that. So, anyway, as long as I'm around, I'll make sure a harmful bill like that never, ever sees the light of day. What I want to do is just finish up here. Folks, it's an honor to serve you. I was born and raised in the west end of Rock Island, and my wife Christy and I, we've been blessed with 10 children and 2 granddaughters. And I know that everyone on this call wants a better future for their family. And as a citizen and a small business owner who has created jobs, I was frustrated with the lack of common sense coming from Washington, D.C. But, slowly but surely, we're changing the way Washington works for the people. As I stated earlier, we changed the conversation from how much can Washington spend to how much can Washington save. We've cut our own budgets by almost 12% to pass legislation that prevents members of Congress from profiting for any type of insider information. That's where you can get inside information, go buy stocks, bonds, things like that. And I'm proud to say that I was the very first freshman Republican congressman to actually sign on that. So I think that's something that's key. There are more than 30 other bills stuck in the Senate. Bills that expand domestic energy, roll back all these over regulations and create tens of thousands of good paid construction and manufacturing jobs right here in the Illinois 17th District. It's my job to deliver to Washington, D.C. the voices and concerns of the folks of the Illinois 17th District. I know that folks are frustrated and concerned, but I do believe that our country's best days are still to come. Just like the greatest generation was called upon to get our country through 2 wars, a depression, our generation is just being called to rise against these physical challenges that we face. America is still definitely, I believe, the greatest place anywhere in the entire world. And the thing I always tell folks is that career politicians have just put us in a hole, but I, along with the 86 new freshmen that are out there in Washington, are working hard to bring real change to Washington, D.C. So I just want to thank you so much for participating. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question, you can remain on the line. I also want you to know about our offices in Moline, Galesburg, Brock Falls, and Canton. They're staffed and ready to serve you. Our Moline office number is 309-757-7630. The Galesburg office number is 309-343-2220. The Sterling Rock Falls office is 815-548-9440. Our Canton office is 309-649-3307. Whether it's an issue with Social Security or a veteran's claim that hasn't been taken care of properly, we want to help in any way we can. So if it's important to you, it's important to me. Also, our D.C. office can answer any legislative questions that you might have. And if you're planning on visiting our nation's capital, our office would be happy to arrange tours for you or your family. The office number for Washington, D.C. is 202-225-5905. Again, thank you for participating tonight. You asked me some really good questions, and I hope that this was worthwhile for you. To be forward, this is what democracy is all about, and I certainly appreciate your time. I'm humbled to have the opportunity to represent you in Washington. And whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, Libertarian, Independent, putting America back to work is a red, white, and blue issue. So God bless each and every one. Again, thank you very much for taking time with me. Bye-bye.
Are you still there, Jesse?
Yeah, you thinking about staying on the line and asking some questions, Diane?
I got off. But can I call you back on my other line? Because this one's costing me money.
Oh, yep.
That we're on. Okay. I'm going to call you back for a second.
Okay.